taking a real beating in this round. He's in some real trouble here.
Give me one. Put your head down. Put your head down. No, wake him up. Come on, Ronnie, what the fuck you doing? Listen to me. Talk to me, Ronnie. Ronnie, talk to me. Talk to me, bro. Hey, let him go to bed. All right, man.
And that is it. Referee Ray Corona stops the fight as Ronny Rios loses for the first time in his career.
My name is Master Sergeant Albert Baker, and I'm the creator of Under the Hand Reps. PTSD isn't necessarily what you would think it is. There's a lot of different ways it can manifest, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen because of combat. Depression is most commonly manifested because of PTSD.
It's so hard to explain it. I kind of hid myself from everybody and everything. You know, I would lock myself up. I would just drink. I didn't want to see anybody. Like, even my family, I didn't want to see anybody. I just wanted to hide away.
What?
Ronny has always been kind of quirky in a way. Random, people would say. He has a really nice personality and, you know, he's funny for the most part. I can't describe Ronny in a nutshell because it's just too much, if that makes sense.
When you're dealing with somebody that's always won at every level, the amateur level, almost made the Olympic team at the age of 17, and then he started off, you know, pretty hot, like most of these hot prospects, he doesn't know how to handle losing. When he lost to Robinson, he went into a very deep depression. Wouldn't even come out of his house. I think I went to go grab him one day for lunch. This was 2 weeks later. He had not left his house. He looked like he had been homeless. Beard, the whole 9 yards.
It was just a different Ronny. I wasn't used to that Ronny. I'm used to the outgoing, playing around, loudmouth guy.
I started telling fighters stories after I came home from Iraq. We had been hit by roadside bombs, got in firefights. By no means did I have it the worst, but the combat that I saw changed the person who I was forever.
The way I was raised, you don't talk about your feelings. You don't talk about what's bothering you. You don't talk about, you know, stuff like that. It was just, you just be quiet and you just hope it goes away.
I've always been very close to Ronny, and, you know, I don't think there was a day that I didn't talk to him. During that time, I had stopped talking to him because I just didn't want to be the guy that's just same stupid questions over and over and over. I'm the biggest sore loser you'll ever meet. I fucking hate losing. So when they lose, I feel like I let them down.
You know, there's a lot of fighters that are gonna make excuses.
So I take it personal. I do. I'm not the type of coach that's gonna say, you know, oh, those dumbasses didn't listen to me or whatever.
I wasn't able to recover, and you know, I was trying to fight.
I feel responsible. If I can't motivate them or get them to listen to me, I feel like I failed them. The blame falls on me, not just them.
Even after the last victory, I felt like I was maybe 60%. I didn't feel like I gave it my all. You know, I felt like I was cruising.
He wanted to leave, like boxing, work like a 9 to 5, and he never really went in depth into like his mental issues when that happened, because he was never really open about it. You know, I pushed him and I said, you can't do that. Like, you know, God gives us gifts, and, you know, he gave you hands, and, you know, you should use it. Not all of us can be as talented in something, in a sport, or, you know, in anything that you put your mind to. And, you know, he put you on this path for a reason. I'm like, look, even the greatest fighters have losses.
When a fighter loses, and he loses in spectacular knockout fashion, it makes an impact on the future of that fighter. It leaves an imprint, something that doesn't necessarily go away right away. It's something that sticks with them. When they close their eyes and go to bed, they see that, they feel that. When people come and talk to them, that's what they bring up. When they talk to the media ahead of their next fight, that's what gets brought up. It's a constant reminder that sticks with them every day. In combat, the feeling of it, the sounds and smell of it, it's hard to let go.
After the Azat fight, that's like a whole different... It was like he was there physically, but mentally, everything was like out of sight, out of mind, like not there. I would talk to him, he would look at me, but he wasn't there.
By this time, he had lost to Azat. And honestly, he was over it. The next day, he was like, I'm done with boxing.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Like, we had money set aside for a rainy day. And I remember I fought. A couple months went by. We started digging into the savings account. Sure enough, what a lot of people don't know is they don't tax you until the following year. So when taxes came, we paid our taxes. So we're paying our taxes every month, and we're paying rent, we're paying our bills, we're paying everything. So our overhead was a lot.
I feel like he put us through a lot as a family, and not only physically, but financially.
Sure enough, I wasn't bringing any money. It was just my wife working. So we were digging into our savings, and by a certain point, our savings completely, dried up. I went to the bank. I got a personal loan. I did all that stuff. We sold a lot of stuff, and we're still in a tough bubble. It got so bad.
It was bad.
I started Ubering. I started helping my mom. I started working for my mom. I started going to the gym. I started doing real estate. I was doing like 4 different jobs.
Suddenly you get turned into the opponent. And Golden Boy had just a fighter for Ronnie to be the opponent against.
He vuelto. I've returned. He vuelto y voy a dar lo máximo este sábado para que digan que Diego La Hoya está en lo alto y va a ser campeón del mundo.
I'm going to do the best I can this Saturday so that the fans say that Diego de la Hoya belongs at the top and he's a future world champion.
There was a sparring session, obviously, between the two that happened years ago. And Ronnie definitely had the upper hand. So that alone will tell you something about a fighter. So I knew Ronnie knew in his mind that he could beat him. So when we got the call the third time, I remember I was kind of being a smartass to Robert. I said, yeah, we'll take it, but I don't know if they're going to take it. Because no, they want it this time. So I kind of took that as like, oh, really?
I said yes within minutes. No, within seconds, actually.
After Ronnie loses, he thinks he's going to walk through him. I took that as a challenge. As a coach, I had to prepare the best camp, get him the best sparring. I mean, we broke down Diego's videos, everything from even his weigh-in stuff, the little games the kid played at the weigh-ins to try to intimidate. All that, we were so prepared. Honestly, I think Ronnie was already in Diego's mind the day before at the weigh-in. You saw what we did.
And our coach was like, hey, what are you gonna do on the stare down if he gets all crazy in your face and he starts choking you? I was like, I'm gonna push him.
Ronnie goes, I'm gonna smack him. I said, no, that's what he wants. I said, you're not gonna do that.
I said, no. I said, no, do the opposite. He's like, don't even stare down with him.
Ronny Rios, former world title contender.
I said, why?
Right when they ask you to face off, You're gonna walk away. You're gonna leave the bride hanging at the altar.
Because trust me, Ronnie. He's like, trust me, it's gonna get in his head. I was like, man, people are gonna think I'm scared of him.
Taking on the up-and-coming super bantamweight undefeated Diego de la Hoya from Mexicali.
And he goes, "You think so, Hector?" I said, "Just trust me on this one." That was all planned.
So by the time we walk out, that's when my heart starts to pump. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, this is it. This is what we train for, you know?
You couldn't sit and outbox Diego. I thought we need to make this a rough and tough fight.
My mind is like, just keep breaking it down. Just keep breaking it down. Listen to the game plan. Don't stay in the same spot. Move around.
I could see Diego was breaking down. I think after in the fifth round, where Ronnie hurt Diego with a lot of left hooks.
Sure enough, in the sixth round, I was throwing my hook hard. And then when he fell, honestly, to me, when he fell, I was just like, holy crap. I was just, it's almost like if I was out in the audience, I was like, oh crap, he fell.
So I'm going, fucker, don't get up. Well, he got up.
And then sure enough, I see the referee with the fight. And I remember I was just like, damn, I was like, the fight's over.
When we're going over to the corner, he's not Diego's fan. He told Diego, I was in the same spot you were. And look what's happened to me. I think that was the door slamming on the Robinson-Castellanos chapter. I think he could finally let him go.
I remember it was just a very emotional moment for me and Hector because all of the ups and downs that we had gone through, it was just like, damn, it was like, this paid off.
When I saw Ronnie after the fight with Diego, it was like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. A sense of relief about him. And he was able to talk about it because it was no longer bothering him. The losses that he had taken, the pain that he'd felt, the trauma from the ring had suddenly been understood. And now, the person that was in his position, he was the one delivering it.
Level up. You can beat me, man, you dreaming. You ain't even. If your name was Steven.